I'm Jenna McLeod, and today I just wanted to make a video about something that I believe the Lord was speaking to me about earlier today as I was praying. So a few years ago, the Lord gave me a vision of that I could see the whole world, and there was a tsunami that was coming over the whole world, and then it kind of zoomed in, and I could see in the waves that in this big wave that there were a lot of Christians. There were churches being swept away. There were all these people with like huge big cross necklaces, and like professing Christians who seemed like they were really with it, for want of a better way to put it, and they were being swept away by this wave. And then I saw this cleft in a rock, and there was a small group of Christians huddled in it, and it was almost like a bubble around them, and the wave couldn't touch them. They were being kept safe. And this was accompanied by a word that I believe that was from the Lord. It's in previous videos on this channel, so if you wanted to look at that, you can go back and see it. Yeah, I believe the Lord spoke to me again along these lines today, and specifically told me to share it and to warn his people. So I was sorting some fruit out, and we've got like a nectarine tree in our yard, and I had to take the fruit off before the birds got to it, and it wasn't quite ripe. And I was sorting through it just before, after a few days sorting the ripe stuff from the unripe. And as I was sorting through the fruit, I was praying. And the Lord spoke to me very specifically and said that at the moment he is sorting his church in the same way that I was sorting that fruit. And he is selecting the ripe and separating it from the unripe, the good from the bad. And he spoke to me further, and the way that I was testing to see what fruit was ripe and not was I was like pushing it a little bit with my thumb. And he spoke to me and said that the ones he's searching for are those that are malleable, the ones that give to his will, the ones that yield to his will. And something else that he spoke to me was some of the fruit looked very ripe and looked fantastic and beautiful, but when I checked it, when I pushed on it, when I checked to see if it was malleable and soft, it wasn't, and it had to be chucked back. And some of the fruit looked very unripe. It didn't look that great on the outside, but it was malleable and beautiful and soft and sweet. And the Lord was speaking, I believe, that he is searching through his church. He's not interested in what things look like on the outside. He's not interested in, all of that, all the outside stuff. He's looking for people who, regardless of the outside, are soft and malleable to his will, and who have a sweet spirit, who are sweet on the inside. And he spoke to me something further. And this is where rehashing that previous vision comes in. And he spoke to me and said, "The wave is coming. Warn my people." And so I guess that's why I'm making this video. That's what I'm doing. The wave is coming. The wave of judgment, of judgment on the church is coming. And the Lord just really has been directing me to pray for mercy for the church. And as I was doing so, he spoke very specifically and said, if my church will turn their hearts back to me, then they will be saved. Doesn't mean the judgment's not going to come. It's still going to come, but they'll be saved out of the judgment. Those who choose to turn their hearts back to the Lord and be soft and malleable to his will. So yeah, I just really felt that the Lord would have me share that the wave is coming, the wave of judgment on the church is coming, and there will be people who are saved out of that, and those are the people who are choosing to be soft and malleable to God's will. And so and to just also to pray for mercy on the church. So that's all I really had to say. So have a beautiful day, and God bless.